Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Arsenal Online. And today I'll be bringing to you the latest about Arsenal transfer news. But we're looking at why Arsenal must sign Randal Kolo Muani. Welcome back to the channel. And today we'll be diving straight into major topics. But the biggest topic that has been sparking debates and exciting across the fan base is Randal Kolo Muani and potentially his potential move to the Gunners. And is he the missing piece in the title ambitions? That is what we're going to be talking about. Or is this just a transfer rumor? Let's analyze this thoroughly using the updated squads, exactly where he could come up. We will be giving you the updated squad details, expert opinions, and the current performances in comparison to the football player Randal Kolo Muani. So, ladies and gentlemen, first let's understand why Randal Kolo Muani is even on the radar. Why is he that big man that everybody is talking about? So the French international, currently at Paris Saint-Germain, joined from Frankfurt at 64 million pounds, and that was just last summer. And according to the hard tackle, Kolo Muani had found it challenging to secure a regular spot at Luis Enrique's Paris Saint-Germain, featuring in only 14 games in the last season with 2 goals and 1 assist. Paris Saint-Germain definitely now is looking at selling him, and PSG might now be open to letting him leave, possibly on loan, and Arsenal seems to be intriguing. Arsenal seems to be the most likely destination for the football player. And talking about the current squad really of Arsenal and where he could be fitting in. Now, before we explore how Randal Kolo Muani fits into Arsenal's system, let's take a quick look at the current squad based on recent match day ratings. So players like Gabriel Jesus and Kai Havertz have been underwhelming in terms of output. And Gabriel, for instance, received a rating of 4.6, but this scoring consistency, his scoring consistency is still a big, and I must say, it is a massive concern. So, meanwhile, the midfield is strong with Declan Rice, Martin Odegaard, and Thomas Partey, which is quite good. But there is a noticeable lack in dynamism up front, and especially with Bukayo Saka or Gabriel Martinelli. If either of them doesn't deliver, then you can definitely tell that there will be quite a lot of inconsistencies. So, ladies and gentlemen, Randal Kolo Muani. Randal Kolo Muani's profile is something that I'm going to be bringing to you, giving you. And I must say, Randal Kolo Muani's profile, let's get straight into it. Who is Randal Kolo Muani, and why would he be a good fit for the club Arsenal? So Kolo Muani is a versatile forward, capable of playing across all fronts, across the when you look at the front three, he's definitely playing almost every single side. So his pace, physicality, and ability to press defenders are quite reminiscent of a young football player, a young Thierry Henry, and that definitely you can tell why Arsenal wants the football player. So, according to Fabrizio Romano, Kolo Muani's pressing ability and counter-attacking threat make him an ideal candidate for the Premier League. And let's not forget, he was pivotal at Frankfurt last season, contributing 23 goals and assists in Bundesliga. Definitely, he was quite sensational. So, let me know what you think as we definitely talk about Arsenal's need for a striker. Let's face it, Arsenal has struggled with clinical finishing. Crucial gamers, crucial football players have definitely not showcased when they have been needed. I must say, Gabriel Jesus is a brilliant football player, but he's not really been that football player that Arsenal has had to rely on when needed. So Gabriel Jesus is brilliant at linking up play, but lacks the killer instinct in front of the goal. And Edin Ketia, who left the club earlier this season, we've definitely seen lack of depth in striker position. So Randal Kolo Muani could definitely bring that much needed edge in attack, especially against low blocks. And low block teams could definitely suffer if Randal Kolo Muani gets to the football club Arsenal. So latest know, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be talking about potential statistical fit. Manager Mikel Arteta experimenting with his fluid 4-3-3 formation, that system that he always has every single day, and Randal Kolo Muani could slot in quite seamlessly. Imagine him as the central striker, definitely flanked by Bukayo Saka and Martinelli, with Martin Odegaard pulling on the strings in the midfield. His ability to drop deep and also create spaces for wingers would add a new dimension to the attack of the football club Arsenal. And according to BBC Sport, Arteta is reportedly keen on adding a dynamic forward of his squad in January, and Randal Kolo Muani ticks all the boxes, and that would definitely, we understand why Arsenal is badly in need of him and why he could be a perfect fit for the football club Arsenal. Anyway, we need to talk about transfer possibilities, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about the transfer possibilities. So now, let's address the elephant in the room. Can Arsenal afford him? That's the big question. So Paris Saint-Germain is reportedly open to a loan deal with an option to buy, according to The Sun. And Manchester United and Manchester City are also monitoring Randal Kolo Muani. But Arsenal's sporting project could give us, we could see Arsenal having an advantage over all these clubs because of the sporting projects that are at the club. So plus the improving financial health at the club, this deal is not out of reach for the club like Arsenal. And we've seen Arsenal paying £100 million for Declan Rice. Why not for Randal Kolo Muani? Anyway, so of course, no top fans are really convinced. Some argue that we definitely should focus on defensive reinforcement, that Arsenal should focus on defensive reinforcement, or a more traditional number 9 like Victor Osimhen. Others worry about Randal Kolo Muani's lack of goals this season. But let me remind you, form is temporary, class is definitely permanent. That is something you need to keep in mind. Form is always temporary and class is permanent. So with Mikel Arteta's coaching and Arsenal's setup, he could rediscover the lethal form that he was in last season, and that would definitely be quite good. And speaking of fans, so many of you definitely have voiced concerns about the current striker options, and in the last polls, I definitely had seen 68% of you agreed that Arsenal needs a new forward in January. And let's not forget, we're competing. Arsenal is competing for the Premier League, Champions League, and the FA Cup. Depth is definitely very, very crucial. And in conclusion, what have I got to say? Because I've got quite a lot to talk about. I must say, why should Arsenal sign Randal Kolo Muani? Because he's young, versatile. He's also exactly the kind of football player who can elevate Arsenal to the next level. And his addition could make that big difference between top 4 finish and the title-winning campaign. But what do you think? Is Randal Kolo Muani the answer? And who should be looked for? Should Arsenal look elsewhere, or Randal Kolo Muani is the football player that Arsenal should really go on and concentrate on. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and do not forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you do not miss out on the latest Arsenal updates. This is Abu Kals, and this is Arsenal Online, and I'm signing off. Until next time, I'll see you, Gunners.